What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Well, today, Mel and I got some shocking news, or maybe some not so shocking news. Yeah, we found out that our flight is canceled, and some things led up to us finding that out. Let me tell you what they were. One thing, the U.S. Embassy, the lady at one of the consulates, she said, "What airlines are you flying?" So I'm flying Delta Airlines via Korean Airlines. They told me it's Korean really the whole way. She said, "Oh man, you need to check your flights because we've had people show up to the airport, be ready to fly, told their tickets are good, get to the counter, get to check in, and their flights are canceled. And they had already called ahead of time and checked and told on the phone that their flights are good." So that's had me a little concerned. And I've been keeping up with this flight again, every few days, checking it, maybe skip a week, check it. Well, yesterday, one of our followers, subscribers named James, that made the trip to the Philippines the same time we were leaving the Philippines, he contacted me and he said, "Hey, I'm on my way back." This a couple days ago. He said, "I'm on my way back to the U.S. finally." He's been stranded in the Philippines all this time. Well, I thought, man, that's great. Finally, he's going to be able to get home because he has really been stuck and no money. And they got stuck in Cebu for a long time before they even able to get up back to where his girl Ellie's from in Negros Oriental. And they went through a pretty big journey to do that. And he ran out of money. It was a long thing. This went on. This has been months now. And they finally got approval and have managed to get from Cebu to Negros. So he's been there, and family's been having to help, and friends, and they're all weary and tired of the situation. He's weary and tired of the situation, and he's trying to get home. And it's not so easy. That's why we exited as quick as we could back at that time, was because of that. And I tried to tell him turn around and go back, but he wanted to see his girl. The situation was all new at the time. He really missed her. He really loves her. And so he never pictured that it was going to turn into all this, because this at the time was all brand new. Well, he wrote me back yesterday and he said, "Hey, my flight was canceled." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Is it your flight getting like a crossover to Cebu, or are you talking about your international flight?" He said, "My Korean flight, going to Korea and then to where he lives." I think he was maybe going to Detroit or somewhere first and then on home. He's from Indiana. Well, I thought, man, I might ought to check our flight again. So I logged in and showed all still good. I call uh, Delta. Yeah, it's good. So, okay, today comes around, and I remember before Delta Airlines telling me that Korean Air don't always pass information to them so good. I thought, you know what, I might want to dive deeper into this, especially with what the consulate lady told me and what the Delta lady told me in the past. So let me show you what I found. All right, so I went to Korean Air, and in there you can go to this deal here. It's got entry restrictions by countries, and of course it's got all these different countries, and I'm only going to deal with the ones at hand for me right now, which is the Philippines. So we get on down here, we'll find it here in a second. Now this don't have to do our flight cancel, this is just a little extra information. So entry restrictions, all foreign nationals. So there's no tourists coming in. We know that. If you don't, no tourists coming in. And it says exceptions: spouses and children of Filipinos, visa holders who belongs to the government or international organizations, etc. And that also includes SSRV and those retirement visa, permanent visa holders that, the government did include them as well. And all passengers are required to wear both face shields and facial masks as of August 15th. So you need a face mask and a face shield both on. And it'll go on down here to say that some of the that you're not allowed to deplane the aircraft when not wearing. So you need to have that. Buy it, have it. That's very important. All right, so let's move on up here to the top. Now you see this right here, COVID-19 Update Center. If you click on that, it's going to open this next tab right here. And in this next tab, it is flight suspension reduction information as of September 2nd. They put these out a new one each month. So of course they had as of August, as of July, so on and so forth. And it'll include an updated list over into the next month, not just September right now, but on over into October as well. And gives you a little overview. So it goes through all the different countries that they have suspended or reduced their flights and their routes. And we can scroll on down here. It's showing, basically where they cover. So right here is a list of canceled flights in September and a list of canceled or reduced flights October. If you click on this, either one of these, it's going to open a PDF file like this right here I'm clicking to. So here we are again. It's going to open up this little PDF, and here it is. This is going to be the flight schedules or routes subject to change as of September 2nd. It's going to break all these down through here, breaking them down. Let me zoom this a little bit. Is there, yeah, a little zoom here. We can get this a little bigger where y'all can read it. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so we're going to, when you show all these different flights, the one like for us between Dallas and there, it shows that they have some reduction operation getting over to Korea, but then we got to get from Korea on down to the Philippines, and we were booked to come in to Cebu. And if you see right here, it shows suspended right there. So when I called them, they told me it was still good. I said, according to your site, it's not. Well, I don't know where you're getting that information, sir. And I said, off of your site. Let me show you. Let me tell you, follow these links with me. So she followed just like I just showed you guys. She saw that. And she said, I see it, sir. I apologize. Let me talk to a supervisor and dig into this. And she did, and she come back. She said, sir, your tickets are no good anymore. I said, that's what I thought. And about that time, my phone was beeping in, and it was a lady that I had talked to at a previous time, I guess kept my information. Good for them. And she was also calling to tell me that, sir, your flight's no good anymore. So I got double confirmation there. So then I called up Delta Airlines, and I just want to see what they had to say. So I played dumb in the beginning. And I said, yeah, I want to check on my flight and see if it's still good. And she looked it up. Very nice lady. Very professional, nice lady. And she said, yes, it is, sir. I said, you're absolutely sure? And she looked and she said, yeah, but you might want to check with Korean Air just in case. Just like I've been told before, because they don't always keep us updated. So I told her I have, and guess what? Our flight's suspended. It's canceled, and they've already confirmed it with me. So what do I do? So she told me that I either have the option to refund or the option to cancel. And being that they don't actually have the information in their system yet, if I do something right then, it's considered that I'm the one canceling, and all I can do is rebook another flight and use that money. It's like a credit. And of course, if it's something like a lesser value flight, like flying to New York or Chicago or LA or something, of course, that's gonna be a lesser flight. They'll book that and they'll give us money difference. And or we can do an equal to flight, or if it's something that costs more, we'll pay the difference, but they won't charge us any kind of booking fees or nothing like that. But she said, you need to just be patient a few days, because where your flight's canceled, they'll issue a full refund. And so that was very nice of her to tell me that. She said, if you got time, you're not that big a hurry, your flight was still a month away anyway, hold on a few days and you'll get issued a refund, and you're not under any stress then. because if they gave us a credit, we had to fly, had to book something and fly it by the original ticket purchase date for that 1 year. So we bought the tickets back in May. We would have to book something and fly with them again, use that by that original booking date. Well, the thing is, if we're going to be in the Philippines, we're not much needing to fly with Delta to go on a trip somewhere else. And Delta don't have anything else going in there right now. They're booked up on a couple flights they had that were direct with them, not with Korean Air. They're booked up, and those are only going to Manila. That is the sweet thing right there. This cancellation has a blessing. It has a blessing. And that blessing is that we regret it to fly in to Cebu. Because once we get to Cebu, if we do our test and our COVID-19 test and we come back negative and cleared to go on to our destination, we're not going to be able to get a flight or a ferry from Cebu to Iloilo right now, because they've got that severed because Cebu having so many additional cases there, and they don't want any of it coming there. But we do have options to fly from Manila to Iloilo. So that's really where we need to go. So this is a blessing in disguise. And we were already teetering and balancing back and forth of, do we even want to leave right on October 1st? Melinda's birthday is coming up then, and she said, I really don't want to spend my birthday in quarantine, and I understand that. And we got a little bit of stuff here we can do. So it's probably a blessing in disguise. So now we got to look at getting a refund. She said that could take 60, 90 days to get the refund. It could take longer, up to 6 months, if you booked through a booking agent, not directly with Delta. But being I booked directly with Delta, I should get my money back faster. She said some people have got it pretty quick, and it's not too bad if it's a direct booking. All right, so we're going to have to do a little refiguring things out. So I think I might take the same thing like Mark at Overstay Road just did. And what he did was, flew to LAX, got on Philippine Airlines, and flew Philippine Airlines directly to Manila. I think they got their system down good, and then we can work with them on getting our flight from Manila on down to Iloilo, which at that point, our local government unit will have to get an authorization letter saying they're accepting us back there. I hope you accept us back. We miss you guys. Captain, accept us back, please. And then we will be picked up at the airport by our local government officials, responders, as they call them. Will pick us up and bring us back to our town, to our village there in Nomacan, Tigbawan. And it's a province of Iloilo. So we're not going to be so lucky as some like Mark that was able just to go home. I don't think there's a chance we could, but there's a chance we might not. And others like Tim K, that we'll have to do the same thing as him. Set out at a public facility. He was at a basketball court. We're going to be in an old elementary school, and it's not going to be like an American elementary school, air conditioners and TVs and stuff. I mean, old style, no air conditioning, open windows. I don't know if you're outside, inside. But the wonderful thing is even if we have to do that, we're going to be dealing with local people in our community that we know. They know us. We're a close-knit community. It's not going to be a whole bunch of strangers to us. We're going to see familiar faces, and that'll be great. I'm really hoping that we might be able to do a home quarantine, being that we have a large perimeter fence around our yard, that we've got a big beach distance around us, probably have more gap and space around us than we would even at that school. And there's plenty we can do there. The family can go food shop for us and get the food delivered there before we ever arrive, jugs of water there for us before we ever arrive. and then they all can just stay back, stay away from us, and give us our 14 days. And that'll give me time to do some solar work, and so I'm getting the house in order and all that. So I'm praying that our local government unit will be willing to accommodate me there, and I think I would be more confined and better off there than I would in what they're doing. But we'll see. It's their decision. I'm at their mercy, and whatever they decide, I respect. But that's what's going on with us, and yeah, we just roll with the punches. Just roll with the punches. Just mind the rules. Be nice with them, and it'll all work out. Well, I just want to share that tidbit of information, and I hope everyone's having a great day. James, Ellie, I hope everything works out well for you, James. I hope you make it back to the United States so you can get back to work, make some money. I know that you're in a tight situation. Well, everyone, God bless, take care, and always have a great day.